Welcome back for Team Liquid Academy versus TSM Academy, where TLA is looking to play spoiler in the final game of the regular season. Crumbs, TSM is locked into second place with TL locked into 10th, and we are looking forward to a fun one.
And if there's any team that delivers fun, it's TLA. I think this team has actually been pretty exciting, especially Yusui. Always in the regular season, he's delivering some fun picks. So I think he'll do it again today because why not? There's nothing at stake for this team anymore.
Yeah, actually, both these teams have been locked into their standing spots for the rest of the season, so TSM will continue into playoffs in second no matter what happens here in this game. And they did beat Golden Guardians in a back-and-forth game yesterday, but they have struggled recently since Truthers got moved up into the LCS, so they are looking to kind of look a bit better in moving into the postseason as they are 1-3 in their last 4 games.
It does matter a lot more for TSM to at least show consistent form. They can't just take it as a completely for-fun game. They could implement some creative picks here and there, but losing your mental here is not a good way to start the playoff run. And that's really what this is about, because going up against a team that can throw you a curveball is a good way to prepare yourself come playoffs, where teams are going to be experimenting with drafts to throw you off, or sorry, the exhaustion of playing a very long series that can get really stressful.
Yep, TLA certainly, I think, better than their record, and certainly we expected this team to perform a little bit better. Unfortunately, they have not lived up to those expectations this split, but the quality of their players when they're playing well and the individual talent, I think, is there. It's just team cohesion and consistency, and a lot of things have plagued this team all summer long. So I'm definitely expecting some fun here. Grig and Yusui tend to like doing things that are a little bit different. Yusui has an extremely wide champion pool. Grig has played Kartus recently and won, so like you never know what you're going to get here with this one. But we'll see what the draft delivers, because depending on how the teams are looking, this may be the most exciting thing that happens in the game.
I love draft. Honestly, I think I could just watch drafts all game long.
I definitely could.
You could just show me drafts and then post-game lobbies, and I'm still going to feel like...
Drafts and graphs, that's all Crumbs wants to see.
A whole game of League. It's almost like old-school gaming, right, where it's all just text-based.
Yeah, it's all just text. All right, well, Ash and Olaf kicking the draft off here, so very standard so far. Definitely good to keep the powerful champions out of Grig's hands, because he is an aggro one, especially in Academy. Actually used to be on TSM too. He was a Academy champion with them not all that long ago, so maybe gonna have some revenge here. It'd be a fun way to end your season when you know you're unfortunately stuck in 10th regardless of the result. Just stick it at TSM one last time and line up for next split.
Yeah, definitely thinking about next split, but it is a long ways from here, which is what the players that are not making playoffs right now are really bummed out about, because it's a long time without playing. But hey, there's always Korea to actually go boot camp to, even now, believe it or not.
Well, Volibear and Galio are the next 2 bans, so things are very standard at this point. Like, unsettlingly standard. But, you know,
we're going to get a very basic draft.
We might. There's Karma ban. That's also another good power pick to take away. What is TSM's final ban going to be here, though? Do they ban Twisted Fate? I'm not sure if Yasui's played at this split. Set instead. That's a good ban. I like seeing Set banned. He's a little too ubiquitous sometimes.
Too common. I'm set it out.
Kalista, okay. Okara there for Kalista. Oh, this would be a good one.
Oh,
I don't think it's going to happen, but if there was ever a time for Evolve to pull out the cat, it would be a game like now. Also, if he is going to play cat, by the way, he's probably not going to pick it early, because I think Katarina has like a whole phone book with the bad matchups. But I think at least all his teammates are going to be hovering it for most of this game.
That's nice of them to try to coerce his teammate into picking his unique signature pick, although maybe he's even rusty at it, because there would be no reason to continue to practice Katarina playing pro games. And if you bust it out now, it would just be showing a hand that could actually get you a win in playoffs if you've actually been practicing it. So I like that they're reserving it.
He has so many games on Cat that, like, I just assume that it could, like, a decade could pass and he could still play the champion. Like, but he's going to play LeBlanc instead, which is at least aggressive. This is definitely a pick that we're starting to see come up a little bit more, kind of out of... I mean, a lot of the global mid laners getting banned. A lot of the control mages are falling off a little in popularity, even though they're still very good. Yusui also is good Katarina, by the way. I don't think as good as Evolved, but if anyone is going to do something wild in this draft, I think Yusui is my #1 candidate, and then Griggs the second for pulling out something a little different. Varus Mig would definitely be different. We'll see what they lock in, though, before I talk about the potential matchups here. Ooh, there's a card again. I do like this one from Greg. It was certainly fun to see, and I think it is a pick that is very enjoyable. Right. Also quite good right now as the expected Perma Katarina hovers continue.
So the Karthus could also be flexed into mid into LeBlanc. I love the hypothetical matchup that has continued from the beginning of time of can LeBlanc beat Karthus? Like, oh, Karthus, if he plays perfectly, could beat the LeBlanc. Well, maybe. Highly unlikely, but LeBlanc should have the advantage there. There's a lot of wave clear that Karthus can have, and he's surprisingly tanky in a lot of instances. So I think that it can be flexed thus far, and it's somewhat risky to take away the Karthus very early on from the jungle, because the enemy can just pick, I don't know, aggressive jungler and invade you, and suddenly you are very, very susceptible to getting killed in your own jungle. And that's what Team Liquid is going to ban, starting to ban out junglers that can be aggressive, and that is the dead giveaway that it's going to be Karthus jungle.
Yeah, just kind of covering their pick here. Also Aurelia taken away from Yusui, presumably, so Evolve trying to shore up his matchup. But yeah, I think LeBlanc being ranged makes it really tough to beat her in a lot of, with like these kind of control mages, right? Certainly possible, but like I think she can always default to just farming if the lane's not going all that well. Obviously, if you're just farming, Karthus will be happy with that situation, but it kind of reminded me of like the long-standing debate of like who wins the TF vs Fizz matchup, and I think the only reason TF even has a foothold potentially, apart from the fact that like very well-known players have shown that like yes, TF can win this matchup, but I think like Fizz just being melee creates way more problems in that matchup than anything else.
Especially when you have the junglers being involved, because always in the vacuum, it can change so dramatically when people can feel the ability to all in whenever they want. And there we go. That is a spicy pick. It could be Skarner top. It's probably Skarner jungle, but I really don't like this pick when there is a Morgana and a LeBlanc, because the QSS itemization just becomes so easy now.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of that. Like, paying the Skarner tax can be pretty expensive, though, and Black Shield on Skarner is really brutal. Oh, it's Jhin somewhere different.
Kalista top?
Or Kalista mid, yeah. Something's happening here, Crumbs. Ooh, okay. Lilia too? Alright, Lilia too, sure, let's get them all in there.
This is what we wanted to see.
Alrighty.
I think it's Kalista mid?
I think it's Kalista mid. Yusui loves his marksman mid. If you remember his Kai'Sa back in the day on Echo Fox Academy, he is unbelievably good on these kind of champions. He actually might roll swap to AD. Like, that's a viable career path I could see from him in Academy. I think he's good enough at those champions that he's shown he can play them. I do prefer him as a mid laner, but like, I wonder if that's something he's ever thought of as a player. He's like, I like these marksman champions, they're pretty good at them. Maybe I should swap to bot lane.
Yeah, he might be inspired by perks to take up the bot lane and show the bot laners what they're missing out in having an arsenal of mid lane picks that they could also bring down to that lane. So I'm already hyped though, because we got what we wanted to see, which is new picks and more Lilia to discover what she's all about. The Skarner, not really that new, but he did get a tiny buff.
So got a pretty substantial buff. In fact, I'll do a quick plug. Captain Flowers did a video, unsurprisingly, on the Skarner changes that we aired in the LCS last weekend. I'm sure that's somewhere out on the YouTube channel that you guys can go find somewhere in the LOL Esports forum, or somewhere out on the internet, probably on Captain Flowers' socials. So if you do want a very good, thorough, quick breakdown on how the changes affected Skarner, you can go check that out. But the thing I took away from that, Crumbs, is that Cinderhawk Skarner is the man. That was always going to be the case in pro play, especially. But yeah, look for some Skarner to get some pretty nasty-looking ults and some nasty-looking Qs.
I'm just happy that we can move past Warrior Skarner from now on. I don't think I ever went Warrior
You might be able to move past the Crumbs. Captain Flowers isn't moving past it.
I think in that video he has like a quadra kill on his Warrior Skarner.
Yep.
So I can see why he likes it.
He's like talking about Cinderhawk and he's like getting kills with Triforce and Warrior. Yeah, it's fine. It all synced up. We're going to step away to build up some game delay now, but when we return, we'll have this game right from the start, Skarner included. Welcome back to the last game of the regular season as TSM Academy and Team Liquid Academy will do battle for the final time, at least for one of these teams. TSM Academy are your second seed moving into playoffs. TL are firmly entrenched in 10th, but that doesn't mean they're going to go out without a fight. And this went from, oh, this isn't a very exciting way to draft this, to, oh my goodness, what is happening?
We got bamboozled. It was the Kalista in the solo lanes. And I got to ask real quick, are you wearing maroon underneath there? Are we color-coded for the last
Oh, yes, we are. Look at us.
Nice.
We didn't even do it on purpose.
And it's stylish. It's unlike Prawley and Mark, where they're wearing the exact same thing. We're actually wearing different kinds of the same color.
We're stylish. They're just foolish. You know, that's how it goes. We got it unlocked, Crumbs. Don't worry about it. It's all these Academy games together, building up that synergy both on and off air, at least as far as Wardrobe is concerned. Crumbs has also been here for yet another marathon. So good credit to Crumbs, as always, for sticking through 5 full games. Unfortunately for you, Crumbs, or perhaps fortunately, depending on how you're feeling, we aren't going to get any bonus games this evening, as there are 0 tiebreakers, thanks to Cloud9's victory over CLG Academy, although it was close, certainly towards the end of it all. But our final game features both Kalista mid, I believe, and Lilia in the top lane for Jenkins. So Team Liquid Academy mixing things up, to say the very least.
And they mix it in the way that we know Yasui loves to mix it, because you were pointing out that you think that Yasui could be a marksman, the Kaisa, the Corki, now the Kalista. If his mid lane Kalista is actually any good, that's going to be a really big sign for him maybe trying his hand as AD at some point, but also maybe more flexibility within the teams, because having somebody that can play that solo lane Kalista is actually a really dangerous threat. I guarantee you come Worlds, IG is going to be winning games with Kalista top. So the players that can pull it off can get the wins. They're just so darn difficult to win on.
All right, Crumbs. So here's the question. Who is Kalista going to bind with this game? Because obviously when you're a bot laner, you bind with this support. That's the obvious one. But Yasui has a bit more flexibility, given that he's playing in a solo lane. So typically, what would you expect Yasui to want to have his ulti paired with?
So let me think. You've got Lilia, Karthus,
Lilia top,
Kalista, and then support and AD are
Jhin and blank being drawn.
Yeah,
Morgana is the other laner.
Okay, I actually
Enchanter?
I think it might be Karthus. I'd love to see how the Karthus interaction works, because chucking a Karthus into the mix is huge. Well, Thresh could obviously be a really nice one, but I wonder how well Karthus bind could be. I think they've already bound, right? She's already spirit bound, and I think, it's definitely with the Karthus. So That's exciting. I don't know if Defile. Obviously, I really don't think it should work this way, but
I don't think it does either.
Okay, you're thinking what I'm thinking then.
Yeah,
Does Defile stay on during the full?
If Karthus is active, I don't believe it stays active while Callisto has altered Karthus and he's hanging out in the Shadow Realm or whatever. I will say that it's a very fun way to gank the enemy laner. It's if once you hit 6, you just pull the jungler in from over a wall, and then Karthus just leaps in there. So there's certainly excitement to be had. Also, like, before anything else happens, I'm quickly checking TSM. Everything looks all normal and standard, so that's great. Going over to the other side, Arcane Comet, Lilia, that makes sense. You're probably trying to harass. Greek has Dark Harvest, that's very standard. Fleet Footwork Ignite with Spellbook there for Rhino, that's all standard. Yusui has Halo Blades, which we've seen already in bot lane. Great, great even in solo lanes now because you can get it triggered without in combat. Also, Jenkins is completely owning Dokla at level 1 because Lilia passive is pretty good. This actually might go really pear-shaped for Dokla. Gonna keep spinning around here for Jenkins, and yeah, Dokla has lost the level 1 trade.
I would have loved to see Jenkins just run Dokla down there and just stick onto him and try to kill him, because he definitely would have gotten a kill on that. I don't think Dokla had enough oomph in his combo at this stage, but already Jenkins showing the power of the sheep? No. Someone corrected us on the internet, on Twitter. It's a fawn.
It is a fawn.
Which is a young deer.
Yes, except she's like centaurish because she has a human torso. It's fine. We'll figure it out together. She's adorable is the real takeaway. But yeah, getting a bit of speed there on the blooming blows. So Jenkins maybe could have chased it down. Well, it's a nice hook, but Lost is already pre-shielded, so Rhino is forced to flash. Thanks to the magic of Caitlyn Traps plus Morgana buy-ins, they both last an eternity. Rhino is not willing to be locked in there for that long.
That was a really quick Black Shield from Biofrost into the Caitlyn Trap, so that's actually pretty impressive out of the Caitlyn Morgana lane. So many times the Morganas are slow with the Black Shield, and then you wonder why you even picked Morgana in the first place, but Biofrost is on point, and unlike many of his other Biofrost games in Academy, where he's playing something that actually has to be a huge playmaker, here he's really taking a back foot to his carries, and the rest of the team just playing a super supportive support.
He maxing Q? That's so... I mean, he might have 1 point every skill now. Although he doesn't have to go W, right?
Nope, no points in W.
Needed a solo lane Callista. So yeah, he's probably maxing Q. Yeah, as I was trying to point out earlier, Yusui not only on Halo Blades, which I think is just like the right choice on Callista in basically any role. Even Sport, if that was the thing. He's like Ignite and Orange Blade. He's like really getting in there. That's such a good Ignite. Lost is in there. That's going to be a kill. Not quite. The Ignite is not enough damage to take down Rikara. Lost needed 1 more auto in. But regardless, 3 summoners burnt for almost a kill. I love the aggression from the TSM duo lane.
That was so hypey. I think that was what? Blind or Flash bind into Flash 90 caliber net. I really wonder where the cupcakes were at. Because
if back in the store.
Okay, they weren't baked ready.
Yeah.
They weren't ready to go.
That's my assumption. I don't actually know what the answer is, unfortunately.
I mean, that's exactly what we needed to know. They were just not baked yet. The store was still dealing with them. They're still maybe in flour and bottled sugar.
Yeah, they're in liquid mode, you know, still battered. Not actually baked at all yet. There's been a delay in shipping.
That's the real trick with Caitlyn. She pretends to be she's both a safari hunter and a great cook, a great baker.
I mean, no Yordle is going to be tempted by an unbaked or underbaked cupcake crumbs. It's got to be perfectly baked every time, or nobody's getting anywhere near that bear trap that's underneath it.
That's true. So she actually might just be the best cook in all of Summoner's Rift, because nobody else would go near something so dangerous if it wasn't delicious.
She might know the best cook in Runeterra, right? There is I believe it's still got Sinful Succulents Morgana, where she's baking cookies.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Yeah, so that would be a good pairing potentially if we were trying to extend this intersection of Caitlyn's lore. But unfortunately, I think all these questions will have to be answered in the future, because I don't believe we've gone in depth about Caitlyn's hobbies outside of arresting people and shooting them.
I don't know if
she's the sheriff. That's her job.
right, hobbies, arresting people and shooting them.
I mean, I guess that's her occupation, so it's a bit different. You know, she's got to lay down the law in the bot lane. You know, she's got a 12 CS over Rikari here. How else is Lost going to function if he's not making sure he's winning in the 2v2 as the marksman?
I really want to see if it is Sinful Succulence Morgana that is what Biofrost has gone for. Oh, you already noticed it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. I love that skin. For obvious reasons, it's among my favorite skins in the game. So I do tend to notice it rather quickly. If he is somehow, my mind's going to be blown.
It's in the name.
No. I don't even, actually, what skin is that even? Is that like the... Is that the reward one? The victorious one? Oh. I actually don't know.
It's hard for me to tell. I can
default?
recognize him in the splash. No, not default. Definitely not.
Morgana's model changed actually so much in her update. Oh, first blood happened in mid lane. Oof, distracted by skins. Oh, Evolved killed Yusui also. Oh, he didn't get power dive involved. Did Winston get an assist? He did. Okay, Winston was also involved. We'll probably see that one back, but our detective work has told us, I think, most of what we need to know here. Officer Caitlin will be pleased with our investigation, I'm sure. Good binding there for Bio into the cupcake. They're back this time, Crumbs, and see you later. There's second blood over on Toronto. I guess technically third blood.
That was so easy. It's exactly how you want to see the combo, but now Dokka's in some trouble. Grig is here, but he's so slow.
Wall of Pain. Now Dokka's so slow as well. Good flash from Dokka to get out of there. Oh, Grig's straight in there. One more Q. He's got one more Q. We need an isolated one. The minions there saving Dokka's life.
Oh no!
Oh, Dokka cancel it! Oh, so close! But Dokka dies to the Requiem. He had the right idea. He had to go for that play.
Oh, okay. Academy players, if you want to make it Telltale CS, emote game. Got to step up the emote game, guys. That's true. Because that would have been a perfect time for an emote. Imagine the Karthus is dropping the dab emote while he's channeling the ultimate.
Oh. Oh, so Vov just got God here, yeah. Wait, oh my goodness. Why would you turn around? I guess maybe he wasn't going to be far enough anyway, but yeah, that was just a straight 1v2 trade that Yusui managed to get, and then bottom lane a very academic kill here, but really well played by Biofrost and Lost, who are continuing to look good on this pairing. And then we can watch even more action, actually, because Grig also managed to get involved here.
Nice. Single replay gets us everything. I mean, there really wasn't much that Dokka could do here. Once he got hit with everything and Grig flashed, there wasn't much of a chance that he had to stay alive here. So this was definitely the right play out of him. It's just so funny to see exactly how it transpired. So close! So close! Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Dokka made it awfully close to try and cancel it. I'm sure this is a very well documented interaction at this point, but if you are curious, Karthus' ulti when he's alive, if you kill him, will be cancelled because it is a channel. The same is also true in his passive Deathified. He just can't be killed because he's already dead. So that's why you often see Karthus, if they can, wait until they're dead and use their ulti in their passive because it's uncancelable at that point. So we're going to go for mid lane again. Yusui continuing to battle here, and Evolved is just getting crushed, but Winston with the ulti is going to give Evolved a clean kill this time.
That was a really good chain out of Revolve. How many times have we seen a LeBlanc jump into a Kalista and miss the chains entirely? First time, predicts the jump and goes for it. So, really good job out of him. Making
Sleepy. Jenkins Otis spinning the branch around. Does get Dokka low, but not dead yet. But that's the ulti committed there. As Jenkins pops the lilting lullaby. Also, this combo is continuing. Lost. One more auto. No! That's it. Oh, one more auto. That's the second time that's happened to me, Crumbs. One Skittle and one auto of the difference in a couple of the kills there in top and bottom lane. But Lost and Biofrost, regardless of the result of the kills they are or aren't getting, the CS result and the plate result is certainly heavily in their favor. They are dominating this 2v2.
Oh, the heal, too, is what kept Rhino in here. He is definitely feeling the hurt here. Another one.
Just keeps happening. Oh, what a beautiful combo by Lost as well. Oh, he's in there. He really wanted it. Flash auto is not enough, though. But I like how hypey they are here. Lost is not normally this aggressive, by the way. Like, this is something that I feel like Treats and now Biofrost in this particular 2v2 have kind of slowly instilled into Lost. You know, such a good team fighter. He's a really consistent laner, but he often doesn't have that killer instinct. But that is not the case in this particular lane.
Bio is definitely invigorating him to go for more of these aggressive plays. Grig might be dead. Oh, what?
Oh, surprise! Fate's call! Yusui going to go back in, but Grig's not dead, but that might be his plan all along here, Crumbs. Can he get the Herald? Yeah, he's going to get the kill. Yusui's going to grab it. Now Doku's down here. Grig's dead, so he can't use any of his abilities, but Yusui's just going to straight up take down Doku. Yusui, they're not going to be so lucky to survive. The trade has evolved on a rampage. Picks up his 4th straight kill.
Okay, this LeBlanc is really popping off. It's pretty much just going amazingly for the mid and bot side of TSM this game, getting so far ahead from just laning and roaming around. And Grig, well, you're playing Karthus jungle, so it's just farming duty for him. He's got not much else to do. In that bottom lane, though, I really feel like there is a mismatch with how Rikara and Rhino are playing this lane now, because Morgana can be beaten by Thresh. The Thresh has to be really, really good at it, because you actually do have enough damage early on to break through the Black Shield. But I mean, these binding are just magnetic. There's not much hope. This is too much.
I think Bifrost has missed the binding on camera. Has lost this, is able to easily get that kill thanks to the Ignite out of Bio, and another beautifully placed binding out of him.
It's the level 2 rush that happened. When they lost that flash down there, it was pretty much over. And this lane of Caitlyn Morgana is what most pros use to smurf, to climb, to abuse non-duo bot laners, because it is just so good at 2v5 in games and crushing the laning phase with surprisingly high amounts of kill pressure, as we've already witnessed. Reiner gone down twice, and this turret about to go lose all their plates, even without a Rift Herald.
And here's Winston. I don't think he's been down bottom lane very many times, but he hasn't needed to be. TSM's dual lane solo is basically looking to take this entire tower and its plates away without any jungle interference. Both jungles were down there, and just in case something happened, Jenkins backing onto Dokla, going to try and make the trades happen. It's sad we haven't been able to see much of this lane, because there's been so much action in the bottom lane and in the mid lane, but Jenkins actually doing pretty well. I'm curious to see if we end up in any teamfight state that seems even, if Jenkins can find some cool ultis. Of course, known a lot for his cannon play, certainly someone that is good with big teamfight ultimates, so I think he can do a lot of work on this champion. I just think that there's not enough to be helped. Oh,
what?
Goodness, that Ace in the Hole is killed as well. Lantern Shield saving his life. Winston's here, and yeah, Kara's gonna have to get out of there.
Rhino
Tower's gone.
Too many turret shots, or Caitlyn shots. He's just walking in front of him, parading.
Feels like a turret, huh?
HP, right? Oh man, the Caitlyn Infinity Edge at this stage in the game.
This is so cool. Tower dive. Oh, that was so cool. Dokla getting low. I don't think he's going to die, though. The TP in as well to protect him. But Evolved is here, and now Jenkins and Grig going to have to get out. But that was so well lined up by Jenkins and Grig.
Bio's here.
Bifrost in, flash ulti on the Grig. He's just going to get a kill on the jungler. Evolved here, going to get a kill on the Jenkins. Flashes in, misses the chain, though. Jenkins able to juke it. Evolved still going to get the kill. Yusui here, but Evolved going to flash out of there. But the Requiem coming down is going to get the counter kill. No, Evolved barely going to live. The level 1 Karthus ulti not good enough. And now Winston gets the binding. That's going to be a kill for sure, as Bifrost goes into stasis to ensure he survives. And now Rhino continuing to get bullied. Now this time finally with a bit of jungle intervention. Rhino does have his flash though, so surely he's going to be okay. Has to pop the box, but Winston still chasing. He's going to get thundered. Lost is going to wrap around the tower, but it doesn't even matter. Winston able to get the kill himself.
Doesn't even give it to Lost. He's had enough gold into his pocket from the laning phase. Skarner needs some love too. He got buffed. He's a little bit better than he was before. They also get to go for a Cloud Dragon and continue the objective stacking. This game is all TSM pastry, and even though the top lane is cool to see with Lilia, the LeBlanc, Caitlyn, and Morgana, the first 3 picks that we've seen from TSM, have just obliterated this game.
Yeah, if Evolved was looking to really end the regular season on a high note, this is going to be one of the games to do it. He's got a Magi's right now. 2nd item, 10 stacks already. He is feeling the hard carry Crumbs, and he might not even need it with how well Lost and Bifrost are playing.
That's such a good feeling, to know that you're really playing well, but it might not matter because your teammates are playing just as well. just a tear rolls down your eye, and you just are really appreciative of those moments, because we've all been in those times where you're giving it your all and your teammates aren't on the same page.
All right, get hopping. Oh, wow. Io again. Just has not missed on camera.
Nope.
Someone please show me a replay of Bifrost missing a binding this game.
This might actually be Bifrost.
Check his computer.
His best game of the split on both LCS and Academy.
I mean, this is like, he's good in this lane. Like, he has played this lane alongside some premier AD carries and done very well. Like, Bifrost knows how to play this duo, knows how to play this champion. But as far as individual performances go, it is hard to look away at this one from Bifrost. This is such a stunning display of how powerful Morgana can be.
Yeah, those laser bindings, because we saw Jenkins trying to juke it moving upwards. Like, okay, there's a good chance he dodges and maybe forces Morgana to use ultimate, and then they'll get the kill. But no, gets to save it, gets to hold on to that tether and use it for another big play now that he's got a Zhonya's.
Yeah, TSM already taken 4 towers in this game. They're up 6,500 gold, 11-3 in kills. As Yusui finally at least gets 1 tower on the board here for TL, but this is going to be a struggle in the mid game. With TSM already looking to snowball this Ocean Soul, they've got 2 Drakes already. The next will be up in 3 minutes. IE Rapid Fire Cannon and a BF Sword already up for Lost, with that Magi's stacking up potentially here for Evolved as well. Despite how, you know, the Lilia lane going decently, the jungle going even, TSM have so much strength in the positions where they have gotten a lead that TL are going to struggle to fight any fair fights around these objectives.
Especially when they get outranged, and then there is a LeBlanc with a black shield also, but they're going to try to catch Dokla, who has no flash.
Blast Blade, Fate's Core, Karthus jumps in. That's an easy one for Yusui to pick up. Very nice little brush camp there for Team Liquid Academy.
It's a good look. If they can get Grig to level 11, then there's something that they can actually do in trying to just chuck in the Karthus and hope that he deals a ton of damage. Rift Herald in the mid lane, and definitely a tier 2 here, because that turret is already low enough to get executed.
So, good Rift Herald there for TSM. Can actually get the second charge off here and do some damage to the inhib turret, as I think we'll be waiting 2 minutes. Oh my goodness, is he dead? No, okay, he's fine. Didn't get hit up again. Ace in the Hole's gonna have to be blocked. Jenkins will indeed oblige.
If Lost flash trapped him, he killed him.
Yes.
His flash is not worth Rikara's life anymore, though.
I mean, yeah, they've already beat him up enough in lane. Maybe you don't need to add too much salt to the wounds at this point. And, well, we have perhaps a brief delay, although TSM are playing awfully fast pace. Thinking a little bit about Lilia. First of all, the reason I like the top lane play so much is that Wall of Pain doesn't actually do damage, so it doesn't wake you up once you're drowsy, or if it doesn't power aggro. So you're able to like put him to sleep and then put the wall down and set up the big old initial isolated skittle with Karthus, which is why I thought the gank was so cool. The other thing I'm thinking is like, there isn't really any way to combo like a big Lilia ulti, right? Because like it puts everyone to sleep and sets you up, but it's more of a setup ulti, right? You need something big behind it. So for the rogue group, maybe you have like Orianna on your team, you could do a shockwave, something like a movement ulti if that was ever something that comes back in a pro play. But I was thinking, I don't know how long her sleep lasts, and I don't know if it's long enough to fully charge a Requiem. Because one of the cool benefits of Drowsy as a CC is that it does extra damage when you wake them up. So if somehow you got a fatty 5-man Lilia ulti, I don't know if Karthus has enough time to channel Requiem for free and do all the bonus Drowsy damage. But if he does, that is certainly a dream scenario when it comes to team fighting. Sadly for Team Liquid Academy Crumbs, I don't think they're going to be capable of doing so.
So I think max rank, her ultimate sleep is 3 seconds. Let me double check that. Yep. Sleep duration is 3 seconds. So yeah, Karthus could totally channel that and get a kill there with the damage. Let's see, because you can channel it before the sleep is actually triggered.
That's true.
Just time it.
You could just start channeling and she pops the ulti and you're good to go. I mean, maybe that's something they've got drawn up here in the comp. I'm not sure. Certainly fun to entertain the ideas, but back to the reality of this game. TSM still up 6,000 gold. They've they've well and truly started the snowball for this Soul Dragon. In fact, they'll be on Soul Point right now. They'll be less than 25 minutes till that first Soul Dragon. Bifrost is making solo plays with the Zhonya's Hourglass that he already has, and Dokla will knock down the setup that Bifrost made. TSM are looking to end in absolutely second place here, proving that they are still a top team here in Academy. As Evolve trying to make a solo play of his own here. He hasn't added a new page to the book in a while. Grig, what is that play? Evolve is going to say, I don't have enough because I think my chain was on cooldown, but Grig is going to be punished for his insolence.
A fun little look there, thinking that the Kalista Karthus combo can do quite a bit, but the way the Shy plays the solo lane Kalista is actually rushing the Sanguine Blade, because you're going to be splitting all game long, and so that actually gives you so much more power on your Q and everything else that your 1v1 is just disgusting, but now Jenkins
2v4. To sleep you go. They're going to go to lock. Oh my goodness, that damage. Look at the Q there from Karthus there, but Evolve actually gets the kill there, so Karthus now just channeling Skittles. Jenkins will fall to Winston, and the rest of TSM are here to reinforce. Doka going to hammer time Rhino. That's going to be Isui with a good flash and not get bound up by Biofrost, but TSM do not need their Fed Caitlyn to win, as they've got their Fed LeBlanc and the rest of their team to knock down these inhibs.
Oh, if Caitlyn was alive, they definitely would have tried to end the game here too, because there is a Skarner alive and well with flash and ultimate available. Instead, they'll just reset and probably play it safe, go topside, get the Baron, and end the game right here, right now. But let's see how good that Sleep and the Karthus combo was, because I think that's the coolest thing that we can see from this. Black Shield's already down, falls Julia, so the ultimate triggers now. Karthus, single Q. Oh, what the heck?
Dark Harvest proc as well.
Alright, that was a lot.
But I'm pretty sure that was with the Wall of Pain on, so like, that's how much an isolated Karthus you can do with a little bit of help from Drowsy. Also kind of fun to note, unlike Morgana's interaction with Zoe's bubble, the fact that Lilia can choose when she wants to apply her sleep means that it's really difficult it's much more difficult to say for Morgana to successfully Black Shield Lilia's ulti.
Because you have no idea when it triggers.
Yeah, because she has enough time to just pop it. In that instance, Lost was already Black Shielded, as Evolve getting another kill. We'll actually talk about this team fight, I guess, before we go back to Lilia and her fun interaction. Lost is chasing down Rhino, level 12 to level 9. Yeah, doesn't feel very fair. Oh, he died to the burn. That feels bad, man. I think it was a red buff. As Grig is going to be the next target. Who's going to get it? Give Evolve some stacks. He's not in range. Give Biofrost a kill. He absolutely deserves it.
And now the Baron, as TSM just puts the finishing touches on this game. Team Liquid's just maybe trying to set up a trap there, hoping they can get something out of this game, but they at least got to put these picks in their stats that they can say we've played it. We've professionally played these champions.
Yeah, and again, it's just been such a good look here for TSM. They're going to take this Baron. They'll be up 10,000 gold almost. They'll make it close. And again, we did expect, you know, kind of a looser game. A lot more action. We've had 23 kills in 23 minutes. That's a pretty good clip. Talking about the Shy from the LPL, this is certainly on pace to be more like their games, which are awfully bloody. But
I wonder Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all you. Here's Fate's call. Popping onto the Jace. Grig going to set it up again. Grig, I think he wants to die here. He knows he's going to deal the damage. Biofrost down. Winston going to die as well. Evolto goes legendary as the Jhin ulti is going to combo in to try and take down one more, but Winston will live. So Tio get a couple kills, but TSM likely going to keep pushing here.
Yeah, they're pushing. Caitlyn is still alive, and I wonder what Rikara feels about this game, because he has yet to die. He's still
the only one.
There. He's watching the world burn and wondering, why hasn't he been caught in any of this mess? Why has he been spared? Is there anything special about him?
That is true. With how many 2v2 kills Lost on Biofrost got, it's actually impressive that Rikara was none of them. But we'll watch this one again. TL, like, showing off what the combo can do. It's pretty cool to see this setup.
The Black Shield was a little bit late there on Bio. Did not stop the knockup, but you can kind of see what they can do here. I really think chucking a Karthus into your team might be scarier than chucking a champion like an Alistar in there, just because even if you kill him, now you're stuck in a death zone.
Yeah, you're stuck in here with me. Which is exactly what Karthus wants, especially if he's got the damage to back it up. So I like the combo here from TL. It's cool to see a bunch of different picks here, but TSM are about to take the Ocean Soul at under 25 minutes, and they've still got a minute 10 left on Baron. 3 inhibitors are down. Evolve has 24 pages in his Magi's. This next push could very well end the game. as TSM pick up the Ocean Soul.
And it should. It definitely should, because TSM feels like they're playing pretty well right now, and if they're going to go into playoffs as a top dog, they should close out here against Team Liquid in a pretty easy fashion. Good hook, though.
Yeah, and again, it's just going to be a slaughter. Yasui going to get stunned up by Winston. They're trying to give the kill over, I think, but Dopa's going to grab it. And TSM just going to march their Super Minis in. Still 40 seconds left on Baron, which is more than enough for the incoming wave. Evolve, though, is going to stack up the book, make it legendary status for the man. 9, 1, and 2 in this game. Dopa's going to take down Jenkins. Winston is going to run down Rakara, and no Impale available, but the stun is good enough to take down Rhino. And the last one in the fountain is surely going to be Dove. Rakara is just going to be poked to death, and that would be maybe his best outcome. Yeah, they're not even, they're going to let the minions finish the game. Rakara will not be allowed to leave the fountain before TSM can finish up the game with a dive. 1,000 extra gold over to somebody else because he got the shutdown, as TSM Academy will take down the Nexus and finish their Academy regular season in style.
No one is allowed to be deathless on the side of Team Liquid Academy on their last game, so Rakara gets to join the rest of the team in the gray screen, but a good showing from TSM. They're giving us a little bit of what the Biofrost and Lost Lane can do if left to their own devices.
Yeah, that was, I think, their best look they've had all season. And granted, they haven't had very many games to play together, so it's certainly been some adjustment for them. But as a 2v2 lane, like, yes, they're playing against the 10th place team in the Academy. Given that there's nothing at stake here for this game, you'd expect that the game would probably look one-sided, but you can take away that, TSM are looking crisp, are looking clean, and Lost and Biofrost showing that in a 2v2 situation, Morgana Caitlyn probably something you now have to consider putting on the ban table.
Oh, yeah, big time. At least the Caitlyn. It's been first picked in so many games thus far. The Morgana is one of the deadliest combinations with them. And I think Morgana just makes so much sense right now when champions like Twisted Fate, Nautilus, even Blitzcranks have come out. You can just put a Black Shield on you or your teammates, and suddenly those game-breaking crowd control moves are not even there. They can't even break past the shield. So the Morgana champion combined with Caitlyn is just so oppressive and difficult to gank as well. So I'm not a fan of the Morgana Caitlyn meta because of, as a jungler, trying to gank it is such a nightmare. But for the laners, the ones that can play it and get the most out of it, it is a godsend.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in that, like, yes, this lane is good, but also Morgana is just good on her own. So I think we've started seeing a little bit more of her already in the last few weeks. I think that will continue as teams want to look for pretty solid enchanters. Before we talk about our solidified playoff standings, so we are going to award our Samsung SSD top 5 fastest players in Academy. We've tracked these 5 stats all split long to find our 5 fastest players, and our winners are Kumo, Inori, Tuesday Lost, and Hakuo. As a reminder, it is 100 CS for top lane, level 6 for junglers, level 11 for mid laners, 10k gold for bot lane, and item transform time in support. And these are the winners.
Very nice. Very impressive. Now, I'm hoping they get an SSD that they can use for it, but we don't know if that happens. They were fast anyways, and I think the most impressive one for me is Inori's time, because in the LCS, there's only some players that have gone under 6 minutes. I think it's like 5:59 or 5:50 something. So that is actually a really close time to what the fastest thing you can do, which is a combination of power farming and kills that just happen to be perfectly lined up for you to receive them and reset your camps.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this in the Pobelta game. It's almost funny that we didn't have first to level 18 as a stat we tracked, because definitely Pobelta would have won the race for that, given how quickly he hit level 18 in that game. But yeah, really cool to track all these stats. I'm sure we'll be lining it up again in future splits. But sad to not see a sub-5 there, sub-6, sorry, from Inori. He was certainly close to that barrier.
2 seconds, yeah. He'll have to shave off that very embarrassing 6:02 time and give us a better showing. The LCS bar is under 6 minutes, Inori, so 5:59, and you'll get up there.
All right, well, we'll take a look at the standings now. With the last game of the regular season over, our final standings are Lock C9 have taken first place, with TSM looking in second. And despite bringing in a brand new jungle, 100 Thieves land themselves in third place, with Golden Guardians looking in fourth, and CLG and Evil Geniuses Academy rounding out our playoff teams, with Dig, Immortals, FLICKR, and Team Liquid all missing playoffs this split.
It's crazy what you said with 100 Thieves. We're bringing in a new jungler. How many times have they brought in new players to the Academy roster, and still they remain at a really close proximity to Cloud9 and TSM that were so dominant for most of this split. It is just a really wild run out of them, and Them and Golden Guardians are, I think, my wild horses here for the playoff race. Third and fourth always being really dangerous, since they're also the only two double-digit teams outside of C9 and TSM, those two powerhouses.
Well, with those standings set, our bracket begins. So let's take a look at the playoff picture now for Academy. Golden Guardians will face off against CLG on Thursday, followed by 100 Thieves versus Evil Genius Academy on Friday. And those games will follow the LCS Best of Fives on both those days. So stick around after the LCS if you want to see how the Academy matches do pan out. But a lot of fun there here. I mean, Cloud9 TSM awaiting their opponents. Very curious to see who they pick, actually, because it's not clear necessarily, especially if the teams are informed, who's going to make it out of those first round matches.
And they have all the scrims that they have against all these teams to really make their decision off, because oftentimes what we think is a good matchup for them, they might have played 100 games with one of these teams over the split and maybe won 80 out of 100, and so they're thinking, we might have had a hard time against it, so maybe even somebody like CLG today would say, no, this is the team that we actually want to be facing because we know that our style matches best. Or if they feel like, hey, this team is pretty weak around top lane, we can just win an entire series playing around top lane, something that they struggle with, might be another avenue that C9 looks towards picking an opponent. Somebody like, say, Evil Geniuses, maybe if they win their matchup against 100 Thieves, well, EG doesn't really play around top lane too much. That could be a point where C9 could find an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And that's Academy for us until playoffs. But Friday Night League does return tomorrow, starting out with Dignitas taking on C9 to keep their playoff run alive before finishing up a night with TSM versus Golden Guardians. The LCF playoffs also will be rather spicy. A different format, of course, so 8 teams are going to make it. We're sticking with your, I guess, common 6 teams this time around, but still a lot going on in the LCS, Crubs. Those standings are not set at all.
Yes, and they are not set in part because of Cloud9's late season struggles, and who knows where they might end up. Clearly, Team Liquid has taken the opportunity to rise to the top. If Cloud9 doesn't get it together towards the end of the back half, this playoff race for LCS is just going to be completely wild, because every team is thinking, oh my god, it's actually possible. There's no longer a behemoth that we cannot defeat. It's up for grabs, and that might inspire everybody to give us some of their best games yet.
Yep, or Cloud9 to start beating up everyone again. I guess we'll have to wait and see till the LCS starts tomorrow. Don't miss it there for Friday Night League. But that's going to do it for us here. On behalf of myself, the cast, and the entire remote broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night League. Good night.
Good night.